come on, man. Woo, LDBC. Where do I start with this video? Look, folks, we got a lot of people making dumb, goofy videos talking about Al Haymon is blocking this fight between Spence and Crawford. Oh, the fight ain't finna happen. The fight is off. You got a lot of people saying that the fight is canceled. You know, just dumb stuff. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, wait a minute. How do you guys know that the fight is canceled? How do you guys know? I mean, I don't think a lot of you people know anything about contract negotiations, okay? Matter of fact, most of the people making videos don't know anything about that. They're just making videos based on hearsay and based on their emotions and based on what they think. Okay, this fight is called they're negotiating. And when people sign contracts for large amounts of money, okay, both parties have to agree. That's with any contract. Okay, there's some parts of the contract that Bud didn't like. So Bud will say no. Okay, that don't mean Bud is ducking. That means they got to come back to the table to make it agreeable for Bud. I mean, Bud already agreed. We do know that as a fact because that's put out there, that Bud agreed on a lesser split. He agreed to that. Cool. Okay? But there's something in the contract that Errol Spence didn't like. But now people are saying, oh, Spence ducking Crawford. Crawford don't want to fight Spence. Or, you know, Spence is ducking Crawford and Spence don't want to fight Crawford. It's not true. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, they're not ducking each other. It's not a duck. It's called a negotiation, you dumb mofos. It's called a negotiation. This is what people with money do. But a lot of you dudes, y'all don't deal with the kind of money that Al Haymon deal with. This man has hundreds of millions of dollars a year run through his fingers, okay, that he operates with. And you dudes trying to tell somebody who operate with that kind of money that they ain't got no money, that they don't have the money to put the fights on, that they don't have this and they don't have that. When Al Haymon, you know, he's working with money that you'll never see in your lifetime. You'll never see that money in 10 lifetimes. But you're here making a video saying what Al Haymon got and what he don't got. I mean, folks, you have to shake your head because you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. It's just like, you know, people with no money trying to talk about somebody with money saying that somebody with money ain't got no money, but you ain't got no money yourself. Make it make sense, everybody. Make it make sense, because it don't make no sense to me. I don't know. But Al Haymon, I'm going to tell you this, and I tell people this, I met this guy about 8 or 9 years ago. No lie. And I met him 8 or 9 years ago because Al Haymon used to sanction and put on these amateur boxing cards. He used to put them on, and he would do it maybe like once every 2 or 3 months. Okay? I'd never seen him like at any of these cards. But there's one particular card. The park and recreation gym that I went to was run by my friend Allen. And I go in there, and Coach Allen is there. He's working with a fighter. And, you know, hey, Coach, man, what's going on, man? What's up with you, Coach? How you doing? You know, him and I was shooting there. He said, man, you see this dude right here? He said, man, this dude right here finna be the one, man, if he can keep his head on straight. This dude is nice. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, he nice. Allen, he nice, man. Oh, he nice. So, you know, then he turned his head toward the doorway. My back was turned from the door. He turned his head from the doorway, okay? And he said, hey, Al, what's up, man? And he, you know, go running toward the door and turn around and say, Al, who the hell is Al? Well, I turn around and standing in the doorway was Al Haymon. And I had to do a double take. I'm like, nah, that can't be no Al Haymon. That can't be. And I said, yo, dude, look for me. He said, you don't recognize him? I said, well, I mean, only that one photo they got of him. And that's the photo that's been circulating around for a decade almost. He said, nah, man. He said, look, man, this is Al Haymon. I said, huh? And he introduced me to Al Haymon. The guy introduced me to Al Haymon, okay? And I'm sitting there like, damn. He said, look, man, Al just like any other dude. Al will talk to you. And Al said, hey, what's up, man? I said, man, you Al Haymon. He started laughing to me. Like, yeah. Last time I checked, my name was Al Haymon. Okay, last time I checked. I said, man, that's the same. You the same Al in the music, because I couldn't believe that he was here. This the same Al that was in the music business and blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, that's me. I said, what you doing here, man? He said, well, I mean, if you got to know why I'm here, you know, he said, if you know what I do, he says, I'm checking out some fighters. And, you know, we put on this amateur boxing card to check out fighters, a couple of fighters I want to, you know, try to sign. I said, oh, so who you trying to sign? He said, we're not going to talk about that. So right then and there, I knew that Al Haymon was a boss, because real bosses, they don't go and start running their mouth. They just don't talk about stuff they don't want you to know about. Okay? Al Haymon kept it hush-hush on who he was trying to sign. Didn't say a word. So then he said, now how long you been in the sport of boxing or interested in it? I said, man, I've been growing up with boxing most of my whole life. He said, okay, well, who your favorite fighter? I said, one of my favorite fighters, was Ernie Shavers. He said, oh, yeah. He said, man, I know Ernie Shavers. He said, yeah, man, I know Shavers, man. I said, wait a minute, you work with him? He said, nah, but I know him personally. So, we were just sitting there, and we shot the shit maybe for about 10 minutes or so, me and Al Haymon. And, but anytime I asked him, I said, yo, bro, so, like, what are you going to be doing here, like, in the area? Like, what are you really actually going to be doing? He goes, oh, I got some big things coming to this part of the country. I got some big things coming. He said, but I'm not going to speak on them yet because, things ain't came to fruition. There's a lot of things that I got to still do that I can't speak on yet until they get done. And then I knew then that, yeah, this man's a boss. Okay, this man's a straight boss. This man is doing what he has to do to keep his business solid. And he's doing the same thing. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I first saw Al Haymon, I looked at him, and he didn't, you would think this powerful man, like this guy in his power suit and a power tie. Nah, Al Haymon had on a suit, man. It was a normal suit, just a normal suit. It didn't look very expensive at all. Okay, I mean, it was well kept, but it didn't look expensive. Me, I'm thinking Al Haymon, he's supposed to be like in a 3-piece double-breasted suit, just like, dressed in $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 suits. But nah, it was a normal suit. Now, I will say what I did see, his shoes were extremely polished. And I'm talking about, like, his shoes looked like he had just got through polishing the shoes before he walked in. Shoes were shiny, okay? And I'm sitting there like, damn, okay? Man got really, really polished shoes. Like, nothing was on. He was clean, very, very clean, and just, just looked like a normal dude in a tie. And the tie he had on, it was one of them ties that, it didn't go all the way down, like, across his chest. It was a short tie. One of them really, really short ties. And I'm like, dang. But it was Al Haymon. It was Al Haymon. He talked to me for about 10 minutes, man. And then, him and Alvin talked. He conducted a little bit of business with Alvin. They exchanged some information from each other. And Al Haymon got up out of Dodge. And he did tell me, he said, hey, man, come check out some of these fights tonight. The fight's going to be good. I'll be there checking out a few things. And, just come on to the fights. And, when I got to the fights, Al Haymon, he was there. And strange, man, because he had a big notepad. And, you would think people would use their phones to do certain things. No, Al Haymon, he meticulously wrote everything down on his notepad. Like, he was writing anything I'm sure he's writing down stats and people he liked, but he had a notepad and an ink pen, and the guy was just taking notes. And I'm like, yo, that's an old school way of doing stuff, but that's what he was doing. Weird. And then maybe after about an hour and a half, man, he bounced. He looked at who he needed to watch, and then he bounced. I don't know if he signed anybody right then and there, but he got out of there and he bounced. That was it. But when I was speaking to Al Haymon, he's very direct. Like, you ask him a question, he'll answer it. And if he don't want to answer the question, he's not going to answer the question. He'll just tell you, no, I'm not going to answer the question. Okay? And Al Haymon don't waste words. He don't mix his words. He don't do any of that. Like, this guy just comes in and he's right to the point. Al Haymon is there for a purpose. I look at it like this, guys. Al Haymon, I got the feeling from him, okay? Al Haymon don't care about color. He don't care about race. I don't think he pro-black or pro-white or pro-Mexican or pro-Asian. He not pro anything. He pro-green. All this man care about is his money. That's it. Al Haymon don't care about anything else but that paper, okay? Anything else is irrelevant to him. That's what I got out of talking to him. And it's like, okay, so this how a real boss move. This how they move. So people saying that Al Haymon, is Al Haymon ain't got it. I don't know, okay? Seemed like he had it to me. It seemed like, and I'm the only one in the boxing community. Maybe I am. To ever actually meet Al Haymon face to face. It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime things that's a game of chance that you probably won't do it again. It probably will never happen again in life. Because my friend Alan at the gym, he's still there. And I'm like, yo, man, when Al coming through? He goes, man, he come through when he want to come through. Okay? Could be another year. Could be another month. I go, well, and I went up, I seen Alan maybe about 2 years ago. And I said, hey, man, how long has it been since Al Haymon been here? He said, oh, he done came back 3 or 4 times. What? He said, yeah, man, you just have to be here when he's here. You just have to be here when Al Haymon is here. That's what he said. And he said, Al is very private. He's a very private person, and he does everything in secrecy. That's what he told me. He said, Al Haymon do everything in secrecy. So you're not going to know when he's going to come through. You're not going to know what he's doing and why he's there. Okay, you might know why he's there, but he ain't going to tell you what he's about to do when he's there. So that's the thing. So now I get to these dumb YouTubers. You get a lot of these dumbass dudes making videos saying that Bud is ducking Spence and Spence is ducking Bud. And it's not true, okay? Folks, they're not ducking one another. They're not ducking each other. It's called negotiations. And when you deal with a lot of money, y'all, this is what people with a lot of money do. This is what they do. They negotiate until both parties can come to a term that they can agree on. That's called negotiation, okay? That's called negotiation. That's called actually working out a plan until you get both parties happy. That's what that means, guys. It don't mean just because Bud don't like something in the contract or Errol don't like something in the contract, it don't mean that they're gonna sit back and it don't mean that they're ducking each other. That's not what it means. And a lot of y'all need to stop listening to some of these dudes online, man. Y'all got to stop listening to some of these dudes making videos. Because I promise you, they probably don't even know 1% of what's going on. I can tell you that they don't know, okay? You won't know. I don't know either. Nobody knows. Not your favorite YouTube channel. They don't know. They don't know, and they don't understand the real deal behind the negotiations. They don't get it. Unfortunately, they don't. Stretch out there, bud. They don't get it. And the fact of the matter is that you have to realize that only the people involved in the business transaction are the people who know what's going on with that transaction. That's it. Nobody else knows. Okay? Not your favorite channel. And I got a lot of channels I love, but none of these people know what is going on behind these doors. They don't know, folks. Everything with YouTube channels is speculation. And those of y'all that's following and listening to a lot of these channels, listen to it at your own risk, okay? Because I guarantee you that these people are going to be wrong more than not. They're going to be upset and wrong. They're not going to know what the heck is going on. Folks, none of y'all know Al Haymon. None of y'all don't know how much money he got in his account. Y'all don't know what he got in his pockets. Come on, y'all. Come on. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Al Haymon is who he is. And a man of his stature for all these years has made a lot of green in his life. Do y'all think he's going to go back to not making green? Don't know. We'll never know. But the fight is going to happen, y'all. Okay? The fight will happen. It just is what it is. The fight is going to happen. Okay? And people, stop letting people tell you that negotiation means that one person is ducking.